brake system. There's energy recovery on the brakes as well, which can give it a bit of a strange feeling sometimes, but he's focused on the track, and at 1:40.6 that time for Verstappen, at 41.1 Norris, at 40.2 Hamilton. So if Hamilton can catch Norris and pass him quickly in the closing stages, as he's been told by Bono, his engineer, we think P2, maybe even a win.
I remember in Malaysia one year a great Lewis Hamilton radio message where he said to Bono, "Stop talking to me in the corners, man. Stop talking to me in the braking." And I said to Bono, what did you say to that response? I told him not to talk to me and ask me questions on the straights. When the GP was asking Max Verstappen questions on this moment, I don't know. Either way, he is pulling away from Lando Norris at a rate of knots here. The win might be disappearing if there ever was that potential for Lewis Hamilton, but the second place is very much on the cards for him because he's reeling in Lando Norris somewhat. Look, that gap now 1.6 seconds. See how it's closing, lap after lap after lap here. We did see this in the previous stint, you know, the hard start to go off a bit and then come back to the driver. Hamilton might have a window of 2 or 3 laps here to try and reel Norris in and get past. Elsewhere, as I said, Tsunoda, 4th time in 7 races, he started 11th, he's currently running 10th, on course for a points finish, Yuki Tsunoda, and he would dearly love one of those, hasn't had one since Belgium, just before the summer break. We've got Fernando Alonso scoring a couple of points, Pierre Gasly and the 1 Alpine still running in 8th, Russell 7th, Perez 6th, and his pace seems to have gone somewhat. Russell closing up on him, but he's a long way back. Sainz 5th, Charles Leclerc really struggling, and Hamilton, Norris and Verstappen battling for the podium places. Anthony, to you.
Yeah, so Lando's been asked to charge his the state of charge of the battery as a defence mechanism when the inevitable comes. That's with Lewis catching him at a rate of knots. Now, the reason why he'll be catching him faster is because Norris will be putting it into a heavier regen mode.
Gotcha.
Yeah, fill the battery up more, so that means he's given up on chasing Max Verstappen. As we see Lance Stroll then.
It was.
It was indeed.
It was, I think, Lance Stroll off the track, or with that extra white line at turn 12, probably just on that painted line there. He got the move done though, he's up into the points. Here comes Lewis Hamilton. Not going to be much defence here for Lando Norris, and Lewis Hamilton has so much more grip on those medium compound tyres. Switches back right now, gets great traction coming out of that corner. Norris is giving him space. Hamilton has to back off a little bit through that triple apex right-hander, but the eventualities are coming for Lando Norris surely here.
These are critical corners if Lewis Hamilton wants to win this Grand Prix.
Rear suspension failure for Alonso, who's been passed by his teammate Lance Stroll. Along the main straight here comes Lewis Hamilton under DRS. He wants to dive down the inside. Lando Norris covers it off. That was late from Lando Norris. He keeps the position, but only for a handful of meters. Hamilton edges ahead, down into turn 2, up into second place. Lewis Hamilton gets past Lando Norris.
Norris just took a massive dive bomb up the inside, decided to sort it out. When he got there, couldn't sort it out. Frees Lewis Hamilton up, and now as George Russell does a new fastest lap of the race, it's but a little bit too late there for him.
So we can't see anything yet, Fran, we can't see anything.
Alonso can feel something though, and he's been overtaken now by Yuki Tsunoda. He's out of the points, and let's have a look at this move from Lewis Hamilton into turn 1. Hamilton got off the gas, decided that there was a better way here as he felt that Lando was going to go deep into that corner, and he got past. Toto shaking his head with a smile on his face.
Sainz is the faster of the 2 cars, and he's now going to be, what is he going to be, 5 seconds, 5.2 behind Norris and travelling somewhat faster.
I think that's exactly why they've done that down at Ferrari. Daniel Ricciardo's pitted, by the way. The one-stop strategy wasn't working. He's put the soft tyres on, and he's just set a fastest lap of the race. He's not going to score a point for that. He's not in the top 10. However, so if he'd have done a one-stopper, Lewis Hamilton, the simulation says he'd have finished third in this race. So the one-stopper clearly not working today. What I want to know from Mercedes afterwards, could they have stopped him early for his first pit stop?
They stopped 4 laps later, and it left him a long way behind, didn't it?
Yeah.
Hindsight's one thing. Lewis did have a little run wide in turn 11 with a lock-up as well. They both had slightly tardy pit stops.
Why do I have to let science partners pick up for the race?
He wants a debrief, and I'm not surprised. The thing is, Sainz has already pulled 1.5 seconds on Charles Leclerc. He's just under 5 seconds behind Lando Norris, but he's lapping about 1 second a lap faster than Norris is. I think Lando Norris has run a super little race today, but the Mercedes potentially the better car, just have the upper hand on it.
Hamilton's got Daniel Ricciardo now between him and the leader Max Verstappen.
I see Norris is slow, no? Yeah, 1 second lower than us. Push. Let's go. Let's go.
I love it. His golfing partner. I see slow. Good. Called him by his surname. That's the way it's got to be, isn't it? So these drivers are probably more friendly than any group of Formula 1 drivers I've ever known in the 16 seconds behind Tsunoda.
Here's a cost moment for Charles Leclerc. Sergio Perez is up into 5th place, started 9th. He's going to finish 5th there. Charles Leclerc will be grateful that there's an 8-second gap to George Russell, because he really is struggling here. And on his way to a 10th start from pole position in a row without a win.